What is poppin', everybody? This is Sable54. Welcome back to expanded Pokemon sets. Finally, a long time since the last one, but worth the wait, as we're going to be looking at the sixth black and white set today. The one, the only, the legendary Dragons Exalted. Now, I'm going to get into this one, but before we do that, we're going to go for one quick second into Dark Explorers. And let me find you. Where are you? There you are. Excelgor. So on the last expanded Pokemon sets, I obviously did Dark Explorers, and I forgot to talk about Excelgor. And I really wanted to give this card justice because it is one of the most significant cards from this set. So Excelgor pretty much gave birth to the Gothitelle Excelgor deck. Pretty famous, pretty competitive. That lock deck where you do deck and cover, give that instant paralysis and poison, then this guy goes back in the deck. You promote Gothitelle, they can't use Switch, Guzma wasn't around, so it was a powerful combo. Eventually, we become even better when Trevenant came out in X and Y, and you could squeeze in Dusknoir, the Boundaries Cross Dusknoir in that deck too. You could do a lot of stuff. So, deck and cover 50 for 2, poison, paralysis, you could use DC. You guys get the idea. I just wanted to mention this because it was a significant card and I forgot to talk about it completely in Dark Explorers. But anyway, now we're going to go back to the Dragons Exalted set. Another very special set like Dark Explorers. Dragons Exalted is one of the more sentimental ones for me. Nostalgic, I guess. Sentimental is a much stronger word. Along with Plasma Blast and Legendary Treasures. And it was so significant in from the competitive aspect and from a historical aspect too. This was the first official English set, the first English set where we got the Dragon type Pokemon as we know them today. Dragon type Pokemon before this set were colorless Pokemon. Let me just try to find somebody. Let's find Garchomp. Garchomp right here. The Dragon type Pokemon before this set were colorless. They were usually weak to colorless. Maybe they had a resistance or something. And it was with this set that they got this brand new Dragon type, like in the games. Weak to Dragon. All of them were weak to Dragon. There were no fairies. Fairies came out in the 6th gen, X and Y. So all of them were weak to themselves. And we have some strong ones to look at in here. So this set, it has a lot of competitive cards, a lot of cards that are used even to this day. I really don't know where to begin, but since we usually always start with the EXs, might as well just go down and start with them. So, a reason why this set is very special for me, I'm going to start with this guy, is because this is a set that gave us this Rayquaza EX that I've used for so long, still even use. I was just using this card today, to be honest, playing TCG Online. Used in Reshiram, Zekrom, and then having this guy in there too, with Ray Eels. So this guy, Rayquaza EX, modeled after the original Rayquaza EX from EX Dragon, all the way back in 2003. Same sort of concept with Dragon Burst. You discard all basic fire or lightning energies, and for as many as you discarded, you do times 60. So what you would do with this guy, you would want to discard either 3 fire or 3 lightning, and he would do 180 damage, exactly 180, and that was the magical number to KO pretty much all of the EXs. When the Mega Forms came out, the Mega Evolution Pokemon, and even, this guy rotated out before the GXs came out, but if you wanted to use it like in the early days of the GX Pokemon too, you discard the 4th one, 240, you take care of Megaform EXs, take care of most of the Stage 1 GXs. And he was a very strong Pokemon. Because this sort of attack doesn't have any ceiling, in a way it's kind of immune to power creep in a way. Not really. Ultra Necrozma GX does what this guy does better for the most part. Stronger, newer Pokemon. But you can technically KO just about any Pokemon, like even if it has 1000 HP. As long as you have enough energies, you can KO it. Celestial Roar, also kind of similar to the EX Dragon. Usually, these sort of Rayquaza cards, they have this sort of big extreme attack that's going to kill everybody. And then the first attack just kind of helps you get a little bit of energy acceleration going. And not exactly reliable. And in this case, Celestial Roar, you would discard the top 3 cards of your deck. Any of those were energy attached to this Pokemon. So kind of unreliable. Even though there was some sort of fun decks like in the black and white era where you would run 4 Rayquaza EXs and then the rest of the deck would be lightning and fire energies. And you would do this, always get energies, and then maybe surprise KO your opponent on the following turn. Mostly for fun, it wasn't a competitive deck. But this card found immediate success with the Electric. Remember Electric we looked at the Noble Victory set with Dynamotor? It gave birth to the Ray Eels deck. They basically, the Zekrom Eel deck. They were using Zekroms and stuff before. Now this guy, he was the boss. It was just a better Pokemon to use for sure. And the Ray Eels deck, obviously very famous. It was very competitive. I believe it won a world championship, or I think it does have like a world championship or like a runner-up. I mean, it was a very competitive deck for the time. It won a lot of tournaments. It was one of the best decks, top decks of the era. And then later on, when people thought, when the Noble Victories Eels, they rotated out, people thought, hey, you know what, Blastoise is having a lot of success. Cure him with Blastoise. We can just use Emboar and have a sort of similar concept and take advantage of this guy. So this guy was used with Emboar. I use it. I mean, I use it so much. Rayboar deck, Ray Eels. Those are my decks pretty much from the expanded format. And it's just an awesome Pokemon in all of this flame and glory, this cool full art here. And, 170 HP was good. One retreat, he was pretty cheap. Weakness to Dragon and weak to himself, which is a very good EX Pokemon for the time. What else can I say about this card? I just rambled like a crazy man, but yeah, I've been using this card. It's pretty much like 7-8 years by this point. It's a very, very long time I've been using it. It's insane. But anyway, so really nostalgic for me. One of the most used cards that I use from this set. It was what motivated me when I was getting back in the Pokemon TCG. You know what? Where's the Rayquaza cards? Oh, there's a good one over here. Get Dragons Exalted. Right. So there's a bunch of other good EXs. Well, most of them are bad, but for the time, I guess, even Registeel could be considered good. The biggest one, of course, is Mew EX, besides Rayquaza, with Versatile. This is almost like a forgotten full art. I think most people just use the Legendary Treasures one, but I would say this one is the superior one, like the original one. With Versatile, Mew, just like Rayquaza, modeled after older Mew cards, this Pokemon would be able to use any attack from any Pokemon in play, both yours and your opponent. It doesn't work from the discard pile, like Mewtwo GX and the Marshadow. This one, it has to be on the field, but it can be from any Pokemon. Basic, Stage 1, yours, your opponent, doesn't matter. So, obviously, it was very versatile, like the name suggests, using so many different decks. Give you that, maybe you wanted to copy a certain attack and get that psychic coverage, since this guy was a psychic Pokemon. You could do a lot of things. It was used in Night March, it was used in, God, I can't even say it. Like, it's been used so much that it almost makes you forget all the decks this guy has been used with. But in around decks, I guess you could do that. Not a very good example. Night March is a good one that comes to mind. What other decks was this used with? Anyway, you guys get the idea. It's replace attack. It wasn't used as much, but I guess you have the option to move as many energy attached to your Pokemon to your other Pokemon any way you like. Honestly, if you had this guy in the active position, you wanted to make some definite use of it, because it was an EX Pokemon with 120 HP, so it was one of those weak HP ones that had this sort of special aspect about them. So if you were gonna leave this guy active and do replace, you were probably getting your ass kicked. But anyways, I'm new. You guys get the idea. I'm pretty sure most people know that this card is good, famous. The other one, Ho-Ho EX. This one is used to this day because Rebirth is such a good ability. They should have been more mindful when designing this card because this card, effects like these in the expander format where there's just we keep getting cards and you can do a lot of crazy combos now. Abilities like this are kind of suspect for banning. I wouldn't outright ban this card, but he's kind of in that suspect zone because Rebirth is such a strong ability. So Ho-Ho EX, 160 HP, wasn't as weak as the other ones that had 110, 120, but it is a bit weaker than the 180, 170 standard. Useful fighting resistance, water weakness, 2 retreat cost, pretty typical. What made this card special was the Rebirth ability. So once during your turn, if this card was in the discard pile, you can flip a coin. If heads, you can grab it instantly onto the bench. So you get a free Pokemon, free X, and attach 3 different types of basic energy cards from the discard pile to this Pokemon. Now, honestly, this card probably would have been alright. I think it's that damn Battle Compressor that makes this card really busted. That card is a lot more problematic, I would say, generally. But yeah, even in the early days, like this is one of Puka's favorite cards, like one of his decks, like the Ho-Ho deck. You would try and get this Pokemon out, get energies, and use energy switches, move them around, trying to use a lot of different tech attackers. And even this guy, he wouldn't be a bad attacker himself. With Rainbow Burn, you do 20 for 3, and 20 more for each different type of basic energy card attached to this Pokemon. So, if you had 3 different types on him, which you probably would if you used him with Rebirth, he was going to do basically 80 for 3. Seems kind of weak today, very weak in fact. But back then it was kind of okay, seeing as that you were probably getting those energies free. Like this was a free attack basically, free energies, free Pokemon. And 80, if you had another one, that was 100, a different one. And if you were hitting a far weak Pokemon, it was enough to get the job done, get that one hit knockout, do 200 with weakness. So it was kind of a handy Pokemon. I mean, if you want to learn everything about it, go into Puka's channel and check in his deck profiles with this deck. This Pokemon is the quickest way, I guess, to learn. Nowadays, people use this in like the Rayquaza GX Turbo decks and expanded. Arceus decks even, like the decks with the Legendary Bird Trio, Zapdos, Moltres, Articuno, GX. There's just a lot of rat combos you can do with an ability like this that gets you free energies basically on the field. Huntail. The Huntail deck was another big one. You would use that with Huntail from Primal Clash, and he had a deck. Good stuff, good stuff. So, some sweet EXs here. Already, we looked at 3 sweet ones. Now, the other ones, they're not too great. Registeel was kind of good in the beginning, I guess. You would see play in certain decks. To be honest, I really like this card as a full art, like as his artwork. His regular artwork and the full art artwork are awesome. I just wish it was a little better. It was a typical metal Pokemon, EX Pokemon, 180 HP, fire weakness, resistance to psychic, large ass retreat cost. Protect Charge, his big attack, was pretty useless. You do 80 for 4 and then block only 20 damage. You gotta remember, Pokemon Catcher didn't even require a coin flip back then. So, this was such a useless ass attack. People used it for the triple laser attack. Would do 30 damage to 3 of your opponent's Pokemon. So it had that spread aspect about it. And you could use any energy, so it was flexible. You could slap 1 energy and then a DC. And this dude could start doing triple laser. So, that was the only sort of small merit it had. I believe the guy that got like second place in large tournament, I forget, using Darkrai, the Kling Clang Rainbow Energy combo, Max Potion, and Kyogre. I think he also used this guy, but I'm not sure. I think some sort of those kinds of decks where you would manipulate energies and move stuff around, try and spread, use this card. But it got outclassed pretty quickly because 90 spread for 3. I mean, it's not the greatest attack in the world, even in the black and white era. But it did see a bit of play. The best part is art. Really cool looking Register card. Right. Next up, a card that I really think is cool, but unfortunately, it was kind of cursed. This Giratina EX. This is the original Giratina EX. We saw another one in Ancient Origins that did a lot better. But this guy had 180 HP, was also one of the Dragon Pokemon in this set. Weakness to Dragon, a much larger retreat than Rayquaza's though, even though it had 10 extra HP. The problem with this card was this crazy weird energy combination with Grass and Psychic. It was basically impossible to try and power up this guy with any form of energy acceleration. There was nothing he could really utilize. The attacks weren't the hottest ones, but Shred is always kind of good. It's the good attack on his ass, to be honest. You do 90 for 3. It's not going to be affected by any effects, but it does hit for weakness. There's a Rayquaza here. Actually, I'm going to save that for later, but you'll see. It's decent, but it could have been a hell of a lot better because it's an EX, and because it requires Grass and Psychic. What the hell? By the time Double Dragon Energy would come out, this guy wouldn't even be around, and in Expanded, he would be outclassed by a lot of other Pokemon. Now, it's Dragon Pulse attack. This one's a freaking worse. Like, at least Shred is decent. This is a bad attack, the Dragon Pulse attack. 130 for 4, but you gotta dump 3 cards from the top of your deck, too. It's a crazy cost for very average damage. Even for the black and white, like doing 130. It wasn't good. It wasn't gonna, one-hit KO EXs besides other dragons. It could kill stuff like the Reshiram, Zekrom, Kyurem, 130 HP Pokemon in one shot, but you weren't gonna power him up anyway. It was impossible. So this guy, he never really saw the light of day. I mean, when Double Dragon Energy got released, in Expanded, I guess, you could use him as your Shred guy, like to go through Pokemon that will be immune to basic Pokemon and EXs and stuff, but I mean at this point he's just not good. The reason why he wasn't good because this guy was around too. So my beloved Rayquaza, another version. So besides the Rayquaza EX, this set gave us a secret rare Shiny Rayquaza, this black coveted Rayquaza. There's a lot of more valuable ones, like the original one from the Golden Age. It's a lot more valuable than this one, but this one is also pretty valuable. I don't think you're gonna see it for less than $100, at least on Card Market. But this card was a basic Pokemon, 120 HP, so it was hot back then. Retreat was pretty large. They shouldn't have made it like this. It should have had at least 2. But whatever. Dragon Weakness. This Pokemon was seeing a lot of hype when this set would come out because you could attack when you play first back then. You could just play all trainers, do whatever, and still attack. It was fucked up. But with its Dragon Pulse attack, it did 1 for 40. And there weren't really any Pokemon that could do such high damage for just 1 energy, like so quickly on a basic Pokemon. Like, I think, let me just think here for a minute. Yeah, Boundaries Cross didn't come out yet. It was the set after this when Landorus would come out. But, this guy, because he was Dragon 2, he would be able to... He did enough damage to kill the eels, like the 30 HP Tynamos, which were hot back then, since Electric was popular. And it would also be able to kill the Gibbles. This Gabite, the Garchomp deck here, this line over here, was thought to be kind of hot too. There was hype. And because these guys were Dragon, weak to Dragon, you would also KO them in one shot. So that was what gave it a little bit of hype for the first attack, Dragon Pulse. And then Shred, the attack that I used mostly. You did 90 for 3, so just like the Giratina EX, 90 for 3. This guy required Fire and Lightning, but you did basically the same damage, had the same Shred effect. An attack that goes through effects and what have you. So this was really useful. Now, since this guy needed Fire and Lightning, it was much easier to use, just like the Rayquaza EX we looked at. This card could see play in the Rails decks, in the Raybor decks, and it was actually a valuable tech, because it could kill the Rayquaza EX in one shot using Shred, and you were promoting a regular Pokemon, not an EX. So it was really significant. Like, I actually run not only one, but two back in the day. There was a point I would run two of this guy, just to always have that answer. It was so awesome. Now, this card in Dragon's Vault, it came out as a regular, like, rare holo, not the black shiny one. And it was much easier to get. That's the one I have. This is like the original, I guess, secret rare. It came in here. Like, did the opposite. Usually the regular one comes out and then they get the secret rare. The secret rare came first in this case. Right. The other secret rares, we got this Superior, Royal Heal. This one is the one, the black and white, the original one. You get this shiny version. You get the Reuniclus 2, this one with damage swap. You get this secret rare right here. And then this Crocodile, this really kind of crazy yellow, brownish gold Crocodile. It's not attractive. It's not cool looking. With Dark Clamp, defend your Pokemon can retreat during your opponent's next turn. And no, what? No, wait. Yeah, it's not an ability. It's his attack. Cerebi made an error here. Anyway, but this is the dude. Didn't see any play. So these are the secret rares. Obviously, the Rayquaza one was the most valuable for that time. And I even use this, even to this day. Like, I have a copy of this in my Rails deck. Just one for that Shred. We haven't really gotten any good Shred replacements. It's a difficult attack to come by. But anyway, we looked at the bottom cards. There's a lot more cards to look at. A lot of useful trainers. Very useful. You got the Devolution Spray that would come out. It would be part of a lot of the Devolve combos. Devolve Pokemon, evolve them again. Get a lot of different effects. Yeah, combo item. You got the Giant Cape. Gave 20 HP to all Pokemon. It didn't just work on basics like the Eviolite. So that was good. Other Stage 2 could use this. We didn't have stuff like the Fury Belt, so this card could have had some uses. Rescue Scarf. People like to use it today with the Clefairy dolls and stuff. That's fucked up. But this, you attach it to a Pokemon, and when it gets knocked out, you put that Pokemon to the hand, discard all other cards. So, useful tool as well. Tool Scrapper, my favorite one. This one for tool removal, not exactly Field Blower, you just remove tools, but you could remove your tools as well if you wanted to. Later on, this was considered to be good and expanded when the Team Flare tools came out that would fuck up your EX Pokemon with bad effects, and it had a little bit of merit over the Megaphone. Right. Next up, we got the Blend Energy. Well, it's basically Blend Energy, GPFD, and WLFM. These cards, they're also still used today as busted special energies. Basically, when in play, it provides Grass, Fire, Psychic, darkness, but provides only one at a time. And while not in play, uh, blend energy counts as a colorless energy. It doesn't count as a basic energy card. So this was basically like your rainbow energy with no drawbacks, as long as you wanted to get one of these energy types. And then the other one basically covered for the rest of the types. So these are really busted, and they're still in demand today. Like if you have a bunch, people do trade highly for them, kind of, in TCG Online. They're hard to come by. So good cards. Kind of busted right now because remember, during the black and white era, we didn't have all of the GXs and all the other stuff we have now. So that's why they're strong. Okay, so now it's time to look at some regular ass Pokemon. Let's go find my favorites. Oh, wait a minute. I actually haven't looked at all of the EXs. Yeah, almost forgot. There's one left, the Terrakion EX. This guy. Wow, they're not going to show us? That's too bad. Let me find the regular one. Let's find your ass. There it is. Alright, so Terrakion EX. I think this was the first, EX of the black and white four-legged beasts, like the legendary sword guys. We got Cobalion next, and Virizion was the last one. This guy is the weakest of them. I know Jason Klaczynski, I think he does have like a deck with this guy. It's just for the black and white era, like no X and Y sets, no nothing else. What he does have, I suppose, is the pump up smash. You could do 90 for 3 and then attach 2 basic energy cards from your hand to your bench Pokemon any way you like. These types of attacks, I've said it before, they work better on, cheap Pokemon, cheap energy. You don't want to bust your ass, get energies so you can get more energies because, you want to get energies in play when you don't have a lot of energies. That's why Pokemon like Yveltal that just did like 1 for 30 and grabbed an energy, they were better than this. His Rock Tumble attack does 50 for 2. It's not going to be affected by resistance. But other than that, it was just a 180 HP fighting Pokemon weak to grass. It faced a lot of competition when it was going to come out because the regular Terrakion from Noble Victories was already out and was pretty strong with that revenge attack. So you got like what, 50 extra HP and maybe more consistent attacks, but you weren't really going to get the job done. I mean, that one made for a better, fighting tech to hit Pokemon like Darkrai for weakness. This guy was kind of outclassed. I do have a bunch of these though. I pulled them. Got the full art as well. Yep. The Rayquaza one, I had to buy it. Pay like $40 or some shit. Anyway, for my collection. Okay, so now for some regular Pokemon. Let's go to the top. I got a lot of favorites here. So, we get a lot of fucked up ones too, but Ninetales. This one is one of my favorites, of course. I use it a lot. The Ninetales and Salazzle deck. Back then, if you were going to use this, you were going to use this with an Among Us. I think it was from the either Noble Victory set or Next Destinies, one of those sets. Maybe Dark Explorers, I don't remember. But this Pokemon with Bright Look, you got this out. It was basically Luxray Geo-Level X's ability. You can pick and choose what Pokemon you want to pull from your opponent's bench. So this was really hot on Luxray Geo-Level X. Now, because in the black and white format, EXs were the best Pokemon, 90 HP stage 1s like this didn't really cut it. The deck was kind of decent, like as a nice little stage 1 non-EX deck to use, and you could do some heavy-ass damage once the laser came out, Hypnotoxic Laser with Verbank City Gym. You had that to combine this card with not just Among Us. And if you don't know what this card does, Hex Flame does 50 damage for each special condition affecting the defending Pokemon. So if it had 1, you did 70 for 1, not bad. If they had 2, you did 120 for 1, which was really good. Between the Verbank City Gym, the regular poison damage and stuff, doing 120, it was going to add up. And you could kill a lot of EX Pokemon really quickly and really apply the pressure. You got this bright look. It comboed well with Among Us, with Salazzle today. It was really nice. Indeed, indeed. We got this McMortar here. Yeah, I talked about this in my McMortar TCG overview a while ago. This card isn't really good. It's just that it was one of the cards that they censored after a really long time. The original card pointed into your face with its hand, like a gun, like a bazooka, and they made it like this. Shitty, but whatever. We got Wailord with 200 HP. Mapuka did use this with Water Cannon. It was basically coin flip stuff with Victini, and you try and get lucky and get some KOs since the guy had 200 HP. You flip a coin, if heads, does 30 damage times the amount of water energy. So I think, yeah, he featured it in Bat Deck Monday, that segment. Milotic. This card was cool. I like it. Rare Hollow. Got a bunch of these. With Clear Search, you can search your deck for any 3 cards, put them into your hand. So really busted search, but it was a stage 1, and it wasn't that fast. 110 HP was okay. Water Pulse, just okay. 60 for 3 wasn't good, but at least you got that instant sleep. You got this Warren. I like this card too, but it wasn't good. Instant paralysis, and then you couldn't use ice and Tomb next. Anyway. What else do we got? We got Ampharos based around, I think Ampharos Prime, similar ability, electromagnet wall. So as long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, it's gotta be active, so that sucks. Whenever your opponent attaches an energy from his or her hand or Pokemon, put 3 damage counters on that Pokemon. So, because this guy had to be active, it wouldn't stack if you had like a bunch of these, which made this card pretty much unplayable. If it actually stacked and if it worked from the bench, this card could have actually been like a decent stage 2 to try and get out, because the damage would add up. It would really hurt the Blastoise decks and stuff. But it ended up not doing anything. Electro Bullet, 70 for 3, and then 20 on a bench Pokemon. I got a bunch of these, that's why I want to talk about it. I got like 5 of these. Yeah, rare hollow ones. Emolga! This Emolga was kind of cool. They gave us the Legendary Treasures sort of cute full art one. Call for Family. You search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon, put them onto your bench, and you can do Static Shock, 1 for 20. 70 HP, Final Resistance, Free Retreat. That was the nice thing about it. A decent little basic Pokemon to just try and set up your bench if you wanted to. Remember, back then you could attack if you played first, so it was actually wouldn't be bad. Like if you opened with this, you could use it. After that, after the rules changed, these kinds of attacks, the Call for Family attacks, became a lot weaker, unfortunately. Okay, we got Shedinja too. If this Pokemon is knocked out, your opponent can't take any prize cards for it, and you can do Curse Drop. I'm not sure if this was used. Yeah, I think this was used in like maybe some hit and switch decks. Donphan, they would try and get this out, and you had it as a wall. So I guess you could try and do this before the Robo Substitute come out, or just combine it with some other Pokemon. Empty Shell, not going to give prizes. Let's keep moving. Sigilif. Man, we got a lot of great cards in this set. I'm going to be here for a while. So this guy is the original like safeguard Pokemon. So if you wonder why I always say safeguard when it comes to these ability, wall ability effects, even though the Alola Ninetales and Hoopa, they had other names, and I say safeguard is because Sigilyph, the OG, had safeguard. So prevent all effects of attacks including damage done to this Pokemon by Pokemon EX. Very powerful ability when the metagame was EX infested so much. And some decks pretty much didn't have like any answer. Like all of their deck was comprised of EX Pokemon as their attackers. Its psychic attack wasn't actually too bad. It started at 50 for 3 and 10 more for each energy attached to the defending Pokemon. So this guy was going to kill Mewtwo on a good day. And, just psychic, hitting a psychic Pokemon for weakness is good. It was always good. So, yeah. Actually, yeah, I say OG, but the real OGs are in the golden age where there was stuff like Dugong with Safeguard and Ninetales with Safeguard. I do believe that's what it was called. Anyway, so this was a good card. Later on, we got Suicune too, but this guy was like the psychic version. 90 HP, only one retreat. Was a good Pokemon. Big boy, or shit boy, rather. Garbodor. So, if I had to be really objective, out of all of the regular ass Pokemon, this card is the most significant of them all. Like, to this day, this card has always seen play pretty much. Ever since this set came out, even when it rotated, it's always sort of relevant in a way and expanded. With garbotoxin, you got this stage 1 out, attach a tool, no abilities are activated anymore. All of them are negated. On the field, hand, discard pile, that's how it goes. So this guy could just pair up with just about any Pokemon, any attacker, as long as you weren't using abilities yourself. You could just pair this with an attacker and you were ready to go. It saw play with Yveltal EX, it saw play even with Darkrai EX, Mewtwo, Landorus EX, just so many different Pokemon shutting down abilities. It was one of the worst nightmares for decks like Blastoise, Rayquaza, just shut down their abilities. You had to save your tool scrapper to just time it just right so you get that attack off. And that was what's up. This guy, to this day, it's being used. Like today's used with the Ultra Necrozma. That's fucked up. That's too broken. And unless they give us like another ability negation that just has maybe more HP or just some other better merits, it's gonna keep people are still gonna keep using it. Even if his HP isn't gonna be hot. It's not hot like having 100 for stage 1 now. Sludge Bomb, we weren't gonna do this, but I guess it was there. The crazy thing about this card too is that it has like a billion versions. Like it has, this is the original version, Dragon's Exalted. It has a Legendary Treasures print. It has a secret rare like shiny shit Pokemon Garbodor that I think it comes out in either Plasma Storm or Plasma Freeze, one of those sets. Maybe Boundaries Cross, I don't remember, but it comes out in one of those sets. And then in Fates Collide, they thought it was going to be a brilliant idea to give us this guy back, or in Breakpoint actually, in Breakpoint. So freaking like 4 different prints of this same card, same garbotoxin Garbodor. Damn. Anyway, let's keep going. Let me find. Actually, this Stunfisk is kind of good. The Landorus EX didn't come out yet, so this guy doing 20 and then 20 to a bench Pokemon. That was actually solid damage. So this guy looks like a joke, Stunfisk, but it was actually a decent basic Pokemon. 20 and then 20 on the bench, 40 total, 100 HP, lightning resistance. Wasn't bad. Honchkrow. I love my Honchkrows, but this card wasn't very good. I guess I can discard from the hand. Let me find... Okay, there's Aggron as well. You guys like deck out decks? This is your guy. So another sort of deck out strategy with this Aggron here. It's kind of sad that the only good is like so many Aggron cards, and this deck out one was actually a competitive one. When you evolve into this Pokemon, you discard the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. So what people would try and do would use this and Devolution Spray, and if you were lucky, I guess you could deck them out. It wasn't that competitive, to be honest, but it was a way you could try. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I got. You would find it featured on Puka's channel too. Like this sort of troll strategies, like Bat Deck Monday strategies, as he would call them. You can find them over there. Next up, we got... Okay, before I go into the... Yeah, I want to talk about Hydreigon. This guy right here. So, one of my favorite cards from this set, like, also pretty nostalgic. Like, during 2013, if I wasn't using Blastoise and Raybor, I was using this guy. This guy with Darkrai, Max Potion, awesome. So, this is basically Weavile GX's ability. That's why I call my Weavile GX Dark Box deck Dark Trance, because this guy came first with this cool ass ability name. As often as you like, you can move a darkness energy from one of your Pokemon to another one of your Pokemon. It was a stage 2, so obviously it was harder to get out, but it had 150 HP, had a useful attack too. It was a Dragon Pokemon. It had a lot of cool things going for it. Puka used it a lot as well. Same concept, with Darkrai, with Yveltal. You would do that stuff. What I liked doing with him is when the freaking Silver Bangle came out. Like, this guy could do 140. A lot of people just didn't expect this guy to attack. But I would have, like, the tech psychic energies in, like 1 or 2. And then you got this guy ready. You attach the Silver Bangle. You do 170. You discard 2 energies, but you instantly KO, like, a 170 HP Pokemon. And they just didn't see it coming. A lot of the times, using its Dragon Blast attack would just seal the game and buy victory. Attach the Silver Bangle, go for that 170, KO like an EX like Keldeo or like Virizion EX perhaps. You just do something like that and it would be awesome. But I think it's obvious, this sort of ability, even if you weren't going to attack with him, you used him for the ability. Move darkness energies around. Good stuff. Made a great combo with the Dark Patches and Darkrai EX, of course. Okay, and now for... I'm not going to say the last because we still got a few Pokemon I want to talk about. We got the Garchomp line here. Pretty, I guess, famous. It also got a lot of reprints. You got the good Hydreigon and Garchomp, and then sort of a lesser one, like lesser rarity ones. They were in theme decks. Okay, so this Garchomp line was also seeing kind of hype when this set was about to come out because this guy did some really unheard of stuff for a stage 2, but it just wasn't enough. Like, it wasn't even enough. That's how fast and strong the EX was. This deck was basically tier 2 at best. So this Garchomp had 140 HP, only 1 retreat, Dragon Pokemon. Its stats were borderline excellent for back then. It wasn't going to get any better. The Pokemon that had like 150 HP had like fuck up retreats, like really large retreats. And I think only Charizard from Boundaries Cross was like the 160 HP Pokemon in this era. Stage 2. But this guy, here's why it was good. Good stats, like I've said, for stage 2. You do Mac Cut, 60 for 1, really respectable. always discard a special energy. Special energies were really popular as always, so this was a very good attack, like cheap attack that would knock off their energies too. Dragon Blade, 100 for 2, really fast, really cheap, just another energy attachment and you can do 100, not bad. And you discard the 2 cards of your deck, but it's not too bad. Now the reason this Pokemon was seeing hype was because this Gabite helped it out a lot. It was just a crazy good card. With Dragon Call, you would get this guy out and you could search your deck for any Dragon Pokemon pretty much and put it into your hand. It's like how the Grovyle works from Lost Thunder, I believe. You would get the first Gabite, then get another Gabite, then get another Gabite, then for the last Gabite get Garchomp, and you would sort of follow that sort of a chain pattern, like the order, you could say. So it gave this deck an edge over other Stage 2 decks that just really relied on rare candy, and they didn't have a faster way to come out. And then the last reason why this sort of tactic was seeing hype was this Altaria card that it's not going to show us. Fuck. It's too bad. But Fight Song, this is the original Altaria that boosts Dragon's Pokemon damage. Your Dragon Pokemon do 20 more damage to the active Pokemon. So we have one that is from Dragon Majesty that does exactly the same thing. Different stats, but same ability. Unfortunately, I couldn't use. Didn't get Dragon Majesty yet. Oh well. It's gonna rotate out soon. But you would get a bunch of these Altarias out, and you know if you had like what 4 times 2, that's 80, and then the big attack you did like 180. It was enough to KO Dragon. It was enough to KO EX Pokemon in one shot. Now, even if you didn't get all of them out, getting a few to boost your damage, boost Mat Cut, was also going to go a long way. And it was just a great ability, you know, this sort of Fight Song. That's why they reprinted it in Dragon Majesty. This card also saw a secret rare. It's actually very beautiful. Yeah, Altaria, one of my favorite Dragon Pokemon. So the deck didn't end up being all that good. Like I said, it ended up being like a tier 2 deck at best. It could kill Rayquaza EX, another Dragon Pokemon, but they could kill you too really easily. And you didn't want your stage 2 to die in one shot. That was the problem. You wanted to be able to take at least a hit with that 140 HP. Because if this guy died in one shot, it meant you had to have another one ready. Otherwise, you were going to miss turns of attacking, and your opponent would get the better of you. We also have 2 options for Gibbles, and I get another Gabite that can do Shred here. 40 and then ignore effects. So yeah, this was the Stage 2 Dragon deck. It didn't do much though, sadly. Okay, I got Slacking too. Yeah, I like this set because there was a Slacking card as well, but this wasn't very good. It was okay, I guess. At least it doesn't have, you know, bad stuff like other Slacking cards do to themselves. So Unobservant, if your opponent's active Pokemon is a basic Pokemon, okay, so this Pokemon can attack. Okay, so this is shit. Yeah, it's shit. I thought it was an ability that fucked up your opponent, but no, yeah, it fucks up you, so useless. And Crush and Blow, discard an energy card attached to the defending Pokemon, 100. It didn't discard your energies, it would always discard your opponent's, but I mean, dude, all of the best Pokemon were basic EXs, so this guy couldn't do shit anyway. Too bad. Because it's not like we get Slacking cards every day. At least the one in Celestial Storm we got was decent. And then I think the last Pokemon I'm going to talk about is this Bouffalant. Very good tech Pokemon. It didn't have as much HP as the basic legendaries, Reshiram, Zekrom, etc. But with Boofer, it was going to block 20 damage, so it was basically almost the same thing. And Gold Breaker actually, did 120 on EX Pokemon. So that was very solid damage using a non-EX Pokemon. It made this guy a great tech. It was colorless. You could use DC, you could use any energy to use this attack. It had good HP too. It was just a very good Pokemon. You know, Puka used it a lot. Many people used it a lot as a good tech EX. Yeah, definitely very good. Can't say much else. Oh god, so I've been rushing I'm rushing this video, so hopefully I didn't talk too fast, but we had a lot to cover, and yeah, haven't done this in a while. So Dragons Exalted, hell of a set, worth the wait. I was supposed to make this video like weeks ago, but like at least 2 weeks ago, maybe 1 week ago. Like I try to make this not exactly every month, just a little less over a month. Yeah, I don't think we forgot anything. Talked about Ninetales, talked about Wailord. So yeah, it's actually a sizable set too, 124 cards. It's not extremely small. By today's standards, it's small, but for back then, it wasn't really that small. Got this Drifloon too. Oh yeah, this card is also good. Yeah, thought about. I thought I was forgetting something. So Shadow Steel, 50 damage for each special energy card in your opponent's discard pile. So this, of course, if they had like 4 special energies, you would KO anything in one shot. If they had 3, it was still good. You did 150. If they had 2, still good. 100 for 1. 1 retreat. 100 HP. Decent stage 1. And plentiful placement was kind of good, I guess, I suppose. Yeah, I'm talking like a crazy man. Shit. Anyway, I think this is it. This review probably didn't come out as I expected it, as I planned for it to come out, but hope you guys enjoy it nevertheless. This was Dragons Exalted. We covered Excelgor 2 from Dark Explorers that I forgot. And yeah, the set that gave us Dragon Pokemon, and now they're taking them away. We won't have any Dragon Pokemon in all probability in the Sword and Shield era. The Dragon type, at least, with the type. So yeah, got the Dragons over here. We got Rayquaza EX, legendary Pokemon, one of the best. Got the fucking Garbodor too. Hate it, but it was a great card. It still is. We got a lot of great cards, a lot of great tools as well, items. I think many of the full arts in here are pricey too, but yeah, stuff like Ho-Ho, I think it would be expensive. This Rayquaza I know is expensive. Got the secret rares. Oh well. So, hopefully I made sense when I talk. Today I was all over the place. But hope you guys enjoyed this set review. Hope you guys subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and share this video with your friends. Like I said on my, not previous video, but the video before that, I know that my uploads have been really inconsistent lately. And it's just things are pretty hectic with the virus, with other stuff going on. I really wanted to get this out because I want to get these expanded set reviews at least every month, like a maximum 1 month. I don't want it to go over that, which we did in this case. But yeah, look forward to other videos. I still have the script for the TCG overview for Luxray, the Luxray line, but I'm working on other stuff right now. I don't just write that, I write other stuff, so I didn't finish it yet, but I will eventually, and I'll get that video out. I have a TCG Direct I want to make too, like a comparison video, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So, thank you guys for watching, Sabro94, and give me a thumbs up for the Rayquaza, or another one of the full arts here. That's what's up. Alright, see you guys next time. What's up?